Emmanuel Macron's decision to speak out in what some would say are vulgar terms about how he intends to deal with France's unvaccinated population has sparked a renewed debate about the use of presidential language as well as the right way to convince people to get the jab. Well, let's hear more now from our international correspondent Annalise Borges. Annalise, tell us more about his controversial comments. What exactly did he mean?
Well, Emmanuel Macron was talking about the constraints that are going to be imposed on the lives of those who have decided not to take a COVID jab come January 15th. That's the deadline the government is working with to create a vaccine pass, a pass that will replace the current health pass that allows people to access public venues such as bar, cafes and restaurants and even theaters simply by showing a negative PCR test or proof they've recovered from COVID-19 or proof of a jab. Now, Emmanuel Macron says that those days are over and that people will have to get vaccinated to continue to live a somewhat normal life. But his tone and the choice of words drew criticism from opposition politicians, including the leader of the far right, Marine Le Pen, who said that his comments were unworthy of a president of his office. The expression used by Emmanuel Macron, talks, emmerder les Français, comes from the word merde, many of you might be familiar with, and is considered to be very informal here in France.
Very informal, but a word that we often hear here in France, one has to say. And Annalise, this all comes as Parliament has been debating this new vaccine pass, as you mentioned. What's the latest on that? Tell us more.
Well, members of the French Parliament decided to suspend that debate once again late last night, shortly after word of the choice of words by Emmanuel Macron created another row in the lower house of Congress, further delaying, of course, government plans to install this pass by January 15th. The session is supposed to resume later today, but today is the day that the bill was already supposed to be in the Senate for a vote. It's going to be very interesting to see how this all plays out in the next few days and weeks, Tokes. The government is adamant here in France that the only weapon in this war is the vaccine and wants all the French to get a jab. The argument continues to be that, but it's important to note that over 90% of the French have already received at least one dose of the vaccine. However, government figures show that 85% of those patients currently being treated in ICUs for COVID-19 are unvaccinated.